Hello, friends. So today we will talk about a problem which I recently encountered using the optional parameter in an interface. So, should we use the optional parameters uh, in the C sharp interface? So, let's see. Uh, so we have an interface here called iOptional, and we are passing is rich variable value as true to the get status method. Now we have this student class, and let's implement this I optional interface. And here what we are doing, we are just changing the optional parameter value to false, and we are returning it. So now let's see what happens. Now when you are creating the object of the student class and calling this get status method, so what it should return, it should return false. So let's check that. Yep, it is returning false. Now what if I take this student class object in the interface? Now let's see what happens. See, now it's returning the value true, and this value it's taking from the interface optional parameter, and not the overridden value which we are setting up in the implementer method. So when you are using the optional parameters in the interface, first problem is you cannot use class and interface interchangeably, as we just saw. If you are taking the student object in the student class variable, then it's give you the value from within your class method. But if you are taking the student object in the interface variable, then it's giving you the optional parameter value from the interface. And so obviously it's restricting us to use the class and the interface interchangeably, and this is a pretty bad thing because we always program to an interface and not to an implementation. So this is one problem. Second problem is, let's suppose you just remove this value altogether, optional parameter, and now we want this value to be passed when somebody calls this method. Okay, so first of all, should complain that why it not have the optional parameter value set, because in interface it's already set. So let's see if compiler uh, you know complains. So let's just build it, and build succeeded, so compiler doesn't complain. So this optional parameter value which is coming from the interface, so you can have it or you can remove it. So that is again one confusing thing. And now let's say we have removed it and we are trying to set it when someone create the object of the student class and call this method. So let's see this. So now when you are trying to you know take the student object in the student class variable like we are doing here, then it is asking us to provide the input parameter value in the get status method, which is fine. So let's say false. Okay, let's not pass anything. So basically it is asking us to provide a value, which is perfectly all right, because we are not giving any uh, you know uh, constant value in this parameter. We're not using it as an optional parameter as of now. So it is asking us to give us a parameter. Now let's take this student class object in the interface, and now see, it's not asking anything. it just it will just build perfect, and it will give us the result. See, and the result is true, which is coming from the interface. So using optional parameter in the interface will give you the different behaviors, depends on whether you are taking your object in the interface variable or in the class variable. And this is pretty confusing, uh, and it's pretty error prone, because you will never know when people will use what. So, and that's what actually I have read the MSTN, and this these are the some corners where optional parameters are really gives us weird behavior. So this is well known actually to everyone, and I recently came to know this, so I just would like to share with you all guys. So yes, we should not use the optional parameter in the C# interface. We should not. So yeah, please comment on this video if you have any questions or any suggestions, and I would like to answer as much as I can. Thank you.